Thank you, Ms. Chu. The gentlewoman from Florida, Ms. Adams, is recognized for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hello, Attorney General. Good to see you again.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Earlier, when you were asked about when you became aware of the tactics of Fast and Furious, I believe you said it was early part of 2011.
Right.
And how long after Agent Terry's death were you made aware of the fact that one of those guns that walked was actually used to kill your agent?
I think roughly about the same time. I'm not sure we've ever had a ballistic match in that regard, but I think I was made aware of the fact that guns found on the scene were from Fast and Furious, and I think that was about roughly the same time, sometime in February. I'm not sure exactly when.
Would you consider that, because I'm going to go back to your opening statement. You said during your opening statement about how you and your agency are working closely with all the agencies and that all the issues that apply to whether it's the National Security Leaks, Homeland Security and all of that, you're working very closely, yet you have an agent murdered. There's guns on the scene that come back to Fast and Furious, and it takes 1-2 months before you're made aware of the fact that this has happened?
Well, you're talking about my personal knowledge.
Yes.
There were other people.
You are the Attorney General, are you not?
I will
stipulate
to that.
You are a chief law enforcement officer. You have a dead agent.
No, but I'm saying that there were people in the Justice Department who were aware of the fact that those guns found on the scene were from Operation Fast and Furious. I personally did not become aware of that until February, but there were people in the department working with our DHS allies and people in local law enforcement and the FBI who were aware of that fact. Yes, I thought you were directing the question at just me as opposed to somebody else.
Well, you know, I've listened all day long, and I listened the other day when you were here also, and every time when questions are posed about Fast and Furious, we always get a different timeline or something similar, or we've had a letter called back for inaccuracies months after it was delivered to us. So now we have, you sit here and you tell us today in your opening statement how well your agencies are working together, yet you have an agent who is murdered, and it takes a couple of months before you're made aware as the Attorney General that the weapons that were left and allowed to gun walk were used during his homicide. So I go on to, if we have all of this going on, and I keep hearing you go back to, well, in the previous administration we did this or they did that. You know, I don't really care what happened in the previous administrations.